Hey Stampers, Gaynor again, and I've just been going through my comments from over the past couple of days, and everyone was loving the haul and the Happy Mail video where Georgie sent me two little boxes, this one and another one, and a handkerchief one. Well, this one is designed for my cigarettes. So what you do is, oops, the packets aren't, I mean, some packets have got like pictures of lungs and people with limbs missing and people having heart attacks, and they're not very nice looking. So these are designed so you just take the lid off basically, pop your cigarettes in, and it looks a lot prettier than a cigarette box. I know it's a bad habit, but it's one I've endured for a long time, and I do enjoy having one after a meal or after a nice cup of coffee and a tea cake. So first thing in the morning, last thing at night, but that's my habit. But a lot of ladies said please show how you make the cigarette box, because we watched Georgie make the tissue box, but we would like your measurements for the cigarette size box. Well, I only smoke king size. I know my gorgeous friend Georgie smokes super kings, which are bigger, and I have no idea the length of a super king box, so unless she tells me then I can work it out for you, but I only know the size for king size. So we're going to show you how to make it. It's so simple. You're going to need minimal card, and we've got decoration inside and out and all round, and that's what I like. So I'm using my Blue Land Stamperia papers because I've just basically gone in there and got the scraps out, because you don't need a lot. You're going to need two pieces that measure 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. You're going to need two. My box has got a longer flap on the front because I made one the night Georgie's box came out for the, so I thought, oh, let me try and make one for my cigarette box. Whoops. Even though she told me she was going to send me a couple of these, I've got one in the kitchen, one in the bathroom. They're the only places that I smoke, and then I obviously have one in my pocket to take out with me. So more boxes for me the merrier, and you can change the DSP to suit the mood. So you can do Christmas papers while you're having a cigarette over Christmas. You can add nice country papers then from all the way through the summer. Spring papers, entirely up to you. So my lid is a little bit longer than George's, and you are going to need two pieces that are 2 1/8 by 2 3/8. You're going to need two pieces that are 7/8 by 3 3/8, and you're going to need two pieces that are 2 1/8 by 7/8. Nothing to it. You'll also need a piece of cardstock that measures 8 by 4, and then you'll need a piece that is 4 1/2 by 4 1/4. So Georgie's may have been different, I don't know, I just worked mine out myself. So I'm going to clip this open. Right, this one is the 4, why does that say 4 3/4? It's supposed to say 4, oh, that's because it's up there. That's 4 1/2. So on the long side, we are going to score this at 1 inch. Then we're going to rotate it, and we're going to score this at 1 inch and 3 1/2 inches. Yeah, no, 3 1/4 inches, sorry. So basically an inch either side. So you can inch, flip it around, inch, turn it to one side, inch. So that's one piece. Now for this piece, on the short side, you're going to score this at 7/8. Turn it all the way around to 180 degrees and score it again 7/8. And then we're going to score this at the long side at 1 inch, 4 1/2 and 5 1/2. And that's it. That's all we're going to do. Perfect. So what I found was, if I do this small piece first, get the slightly longer scissors, we are going to go up and slightly miter. I always like to do my cutting before I burnish, and then same on this side. Remove that piece, and then I like to do it downwards. At least that way now I'm coming right off the corner. So that's what you're going to need for that piece. And then you can fold and burnish. Ooh, it's sticking to my desk. Static in the air. I mean, the government have put horrible pictures on the packets of bags, hoping that we'll all pack in smoking maybe one day. I'm just going to remove that score line there, because I can just see it still whilst it's attached. That's it, just neatens it up. So that's what you're going to need for that piece. And then this piece, you are going to... Right, let me just think. That's right. You are going to remove these. Again, I've left that score line on, so I'm going to take that off. That's it, you want to remove the score line. And then with this one, you're going to cut up. So I'm right there now, I'm a bit confused. So that's the bottom. That's the bottom. This is the flap at the top. Ah, right, yeah. So cut up, miter, cut up, miter, cut up, miter, cut up. Oh, actually, I think we take these off completely. Yeah, we do. We do. You know what, I've already made one, so you're just removing those sides, because this flap is going to get held down with magnets. So again, if you've got any score lines, just remove them, just to neaten everything up a little bit. Perfect, so that's the shape you need on this one. I knew I had to take some sides off, but now we can fold and burnish. Yeah, this is the flap at the front. Mine's slightly longer than George's, if you've noticed. Mine is a lot longer than George's. So, these, when they get attached on here, because these are 1 inch, and these are 7/8 of an inch, it stops all that bulkiness in the corners, because it's not got to go all the way up to the edge, it's got to go to there. So you've got a little bit of a gap, so it closes better. And then the bottom, we're just going to fold this one in. When we get to that bit, we're going to fold this one in, those 2 flaps inside, and then this one. In fact, we're going to fold this one in, those 2 in, and that one to the back. so it's all nice and neatly enclosed and perfectly fitting. Yeah, get my drift. I left my score line on there, so I'm going to remove that one. That's better. A lot neater. So, this is the front. So this piece, now I'm going to do a little bit of notching out. I think I'll use the envelope punch board for that. Leave that one for a minute. I'm going to put this in at 1 inch and punch, and that's not close enough, so I'm going to just see the line here. I'm going to basically just put it to this same gap as that notch there and push it back, so it keeps it on that line, and push. We will sort that out in a minute. Turn that over again, push that in, keeping that little notch on that line, and punch. And then what we're going to do, we're just going to cut that off there. So I'm going to use the trimmer just so I can see. And I'm going to go from that notch to that notch, and we're going to make that shape. How cute's that? So, oh, I hate the trimmer because I don't hate it, but you know what I mean. It rolls your paper, and I'd sooner have flat edges. Could have come down a little bit more, but at the end of the day, it's just a little cigarette box. But I'm going to neaten it up if I can. Perfect. And then I can snip down to that. Much better. Much better. Better finish there now. So I'll leave that out for later. Perfect. Now we're going to do the same on one of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that piece on there, flip it over, grab a pencil. In fact, I'm going to lift it just a fraction more. That way we get that little lip. And then I'm just going to cut that out. With my scissors. Perfect. Let's just flip that back over and check. Oh, lovely. Absolutely lovely. So at this stage we can glue that on. Perfect. Decide which way round you want your DSP to go. Lovely. Don't forget to lift it a little bit that way, because if you'd have done it the same, you would have been right up to the edge. So lift it up slightly, so when you pull it back down, you've got that little lip all the way across there. And that's the only bit of waste you're going to get. So let me just measure these. So these are my 1 inch sides, so I'm going to attach my strips, and they're just going to go, these are the ones we're going to see. I think I may have to cut another one of those, because Georgie's done the bottom of hers as well. that's our 7/8 inch side by 2 3/8. Yeah, so you're going to need 3 that size. There we go. And we're going to have one of these for here. I might have to cut that down a fraction. What size? What's the width of that? Let me just check. 2 and... should have been 2 1/4. 2 1/8. Why have I cut the paper the wrong way? I think I have, you know. Yeah, I have. Oh, I've cut my paper the wrong way. Thank you, sweetness. Oh, that's lovely of you.
Okay.
That's the 2 1/4, but this hasn't got 2 1/4 at the back. Should have 2 1/4. Oh, Gaynor's made a boo-boo. 7/8. That should have been. It should be 8 by 4 1/4. Sorry. Gaynor's definitely made a boo-boo. So it's 8 by 4 1/4. 7/8 and 7/8 is 1 3/4. Add 2 1/4 is, no, it's 4, that's right. 2 4. How's that then? Because there's 7/8. That should be then 2 1/4. So this piece is not 4, that's why, because it's 3 3/4. So let me go grab another piece. It will take me seconds. I've just put some card in there. So it's got to be 8 by 4. So let's grab that. I do apologise, my fault. I should have checked my cardstock. So 8. Let's cut this at 4. And then we can take this down to 8. Perfect. So it's this bit's right, this bit's wrong. I do apologise about that. Look, see? My card was off. Don't worry about that, it's only a spare piece anyway. So let's score these one more time. Where's my little score thing? Why haven't you put it back in your tub, Gaynor? I'm going doolally. I've lost my little score tool. Oh, there it is. It fell out the back. So 7/8. Flip that around and score it at 7/8. I'm just going to fold that a sec. And I'm just going to make sure I've got 2 1/4, and yes, I have. So now we need to pop this in and score. I'm going to score this at 7/8. So it's got that less bulk on there. And then we're going to score this at 4 1/2 and 5 1/2. Maybe I score that at 1, like I should have done. Please, please don't do as I say, but don't do as I do. So we are gonna, that's the shape we want. We're gonna remove these anyway, so don't forget to cut away your score line and remove that square. And the same on this side. And cut away the score line. Like I said, it's, and then we're going to remove all of those. Take away the score line. Easily rectified. And the same on this side. Perfect, so we don't need that and that now. I was thinking then it didn't look wide enough, especially when I put my DSP on there. So, score. Seven eighths and 7/8. And now that piece is fitting there perfect now, look at that. And I'm going to take my corner rounder. And I'm going to round my corners off. And silly sausage has just put a DSP on and I got to put a magnet on. Don't worry, because with a spare piece that I have here, I'm going to cut a circle. If I can get a circle out of it. Oh, not quite. So I do the 3/4 inch. There it goes. And I'm going to attach mine. I don't mind, see. If you want to do it neater, don't attach that piece yet. Georgie added 2 on hers, 1 either side. I'm only going to put 1 in the centre because I think 1's plenty. At the end of the day, it's a cigarette box. And oops, put that down. I'm just going to cut a couple of little squares. Look at it. Get off. Right. I'm just going to attach 1 for a minute, and that's going to go in the centre of my lid. Maybe perfect. I'm making a right boo-boo here, aren't I, girls? I'll attach that after. So I'm just going to leave that there for a minute. I'm going to round off my corners as well. My battery's going to die. Now I've hidden that one. Make sure you squish it down so there's no air bubbles around it. This now. It's going to go in there. Lovely. Right, let's get some glue in. So I'm going to glue. I'm going to make sure that that is right along the edge and glue that in. because it's not as wide. You've got about an 1/8 of an inch gap, see, and you don't want. You want to make sure it's right along the edge. So let me just do that again. And the strength on these boxes is amazing. Georgie wasn't wrong when she told us about putting this together. So when that folds over now, that fits there beautifully. So flatten that down, brings that together. Perfect. Look at that. So you want to push this one forward. Add glue to these lovely little flaps because they're going to get hidden in between. Again, you've got good strength then. And then we're going to seal them. Nothing then is going to interrupt your packet on the inside. I'm going to have hidden hinges. And if you want, you can go in there with your bone folder. Perfect. So let's just check. Take our packet out. There we go. And that fits in there perfectly. Love it. So, thing is now, oh, it's done it. Oh, there we go. I'm going to disguise mine with my little circle. I should have done this before adding, but in all fairness, I'm an idiot. So I've made the mistake so you don't have to. Just going to keep that pressed down for a minute. Just until the glue goes off. It's not that bad, it's not that noticeable. So now we've got our piece for the front, which is going to go there. I don't know what made me get cut for 3 3/4. Let's get rid of those bits. At least I made that little curvy thing inside right. It could have been a bit lower, it's entirely, I mean Georgie's is, she's probably hand cut that down there, but I can still get cigarette out of there, so. And then we got this top piece. These would sell at craft fairs because a lot of people do smoke. So they'd make a great craft fair idea as well. Got our back piece, and then I'm going to just get a little piece there, cut for there. I mean, they're not going to go to waste. They're really strong boxes as well. Holding out. My fingers crossed for my battery not to go just before I can get that last piece on. Right, paper. I've got a strip in here that's about 2 inches long. that the piece? Perfect. And now I just need to cut that at 7/8. And then our box is covered all the way round. I should have done it in black really, because I love the way that's framed. There we go. There is that wonderful cigarette box. And if you do smoke and you do smoke king size cigarettes, if you could leave me a comment on the length of the whole box, I will then make one for super king size cigarettes. But I can't show you because I don't smoke super king size cigarettes. But I can work out the measurements for you. I said to George, you should have made the box all about the cigarettes as well. She was like, oh no, not on camera. Well, I don't mind. There is my cigarette box with a longer front. I don't know why I made it so long, but I love it. You could personalise these then, put your name on, you could put a little tag on there, but these are really uber strong boxes. Oh, it's the cigarette I can see. So, but yeah, there you go, there it's done. Georgie's idea. She did a tissue box and sent me a cigarette box, isn't she, darling? But there you go, I've made one for you ladies as well. So please don't give me a thumbs down because you don't smoke. It was not meant to be for those non-smokers. It was, and look, it makes a great little gift box. I could make 25 of them. And you know the train that Georgie made? You could stand 25 little boxes next to each other and stack them all up and put a treat in each one and turn that train into an advent. So you've got a little gift box for each one. How amazing would that be? You wouldn't need the double strength there, so you could literally make the box the way it was opened before we close the other side and get the measurements. Oh, sorry about that, my battery died. Yeah, I was thinking, you know the train that Georgie made with the 2 carriages on the back, you could loop each section of the train with double the strength cardboard with cardstock. You would make it 2 inches wide by about, say, 3 inches long and score an inch. But double it over and glue it, and then score half an inch either side and attach one bit to the front of the train, one bit to the second section, and do the same on the other one, and maybe even have 3 carriages and just make 25 boxes. You could make it so that's 5 inches along each carriage, and by, what are they width? 2 1/4 by 5 inches, so you'd have 2, 4, 6, 8. You'd have 10 boxes in each container, and then the last box, just make it 2 1/2 wide by 5, and then have the last 5 boxes, and then put your numbers on the top, and each day you could pull out a little advent. I think that'd be a marvellous idea. And before we glued this side down, you could just measure 1, 2 1/4, 1. Oh, let me just work that out actually. To do it in one piece, it would be 8 by 1, 2 1/4, 1, 2 1/4, and half an inch. So it's 4 1/2, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 7 inches. So 8 by 7. Then you would score short side at 1 inch either side. That's to make this box without having double sides, ready for your advent. And then on the long side you would score at 1 inch, 4 1/2, 5.5, 6.5, and that would give you, if you don't need that long, so you could do it at 7.5, 7 by 7.5, that way, that's probably what George has done, and have a shorter lip there. Oh, let me write that down, my head's ticking over now, see. So 7.5 by 7, score, short side at 1 inch and 6 inches, score the long side at 1 inch, 4.5 inches, 5.5 inches, 6.5 inches, right there, one, that's right, 5.5, and oh, where's that 1/2 inch to join? Let me just work that out again now. 1, 2 1/4, 1, so that's 4 1/4, 4 1/4, 1, 2, 1, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, so it's 1, 2 1/4, 1, 2 1/4, 2, 4.5, 5, 6, 7. Right. So on the short side, you would score, oh la la, not 1 and 6. You'd score 1 inch, 3 1/4, 4 1/4, and 6.5. And then turn to the long side and score it at 1, 4.5 and 5.5. There you go, you know I'm going to work it out for you. Woohoo! Hey, shall we have a quick go, see if it works? While we're here, I'm not going to decorate, so 7. Let's just get that out of the way. Oh, I love sorting things like this out. By 7, what's that, 7 by 7.5. Let's see if that works, what I've just worked out. My head's ticking over time now, see? Gotta be done. So, let's see. There'll be a bit of a removing, but if you were doing the advent and making boxes, that'd be perfect. So, 7 inch side. We would score this at 1, 3 1/4, 4 1/4, 6.5. Because that should give me, yeah, 2 1/4, 2 1/4, 1, 2 1/4, 1.5 inch. Then we'd score this on the long side at 1 inch. Is it 4 1/4 and 5 1/4? No, it's 3.5. So 4.5 and 5.5. Ooh, I think it's gonna work. So we would have to remove. Let me get my bigger scissors. We would remove this section and mitre. We would only have one flap, so we would then mitre and remove all that. And then we would, because that's the lid, and we don't need 2 lids. I'm getting a longer scissors because I can cut away the score line properly then. Perfect. I've nicked into that little bit. And then, wait there, no, I'm holding it the wrong way, aren't I? Oh, dozy sod. And then we would cut that out there. Mitre. Cut that up there. Mitre. Cut that up there. Mitre. Mitre. Let's just check. My bits in the bin. And then fold and burnish. Oh my gosh, I think I've done it. Sussed it. So I got our 1 inch. Another one. Another one. We would then fold that over, and that would score there. I'm going to do it. You know I've just done it in one. Wow. Oh, I love my math skills. So obviously don't glue the inside of your box. Push that down. Fold that over. Just making sure it hasn't gone too far. That's better. Give that a good burnish till it folds flat. Fold and burnish. I can't burnish them now because I've just attached, but you get the drift. And then you would, this is the front, so you tuck that one in, glue those, glue that, push them down, and then glue that. Perfect. Oh my goodness. Go inside and press them down. Because there's nothing there interrupting that little box now. Nothing on the outside. You could just cut down there now if you wanted, and you could just add your magnets as we speak. Round off the corners, and there's that box made all in one go as well. Oh wow, Gaynor's got her thinking cap on, because you wouldn't need double the strength. Different for your handbag, that's perfect for your handbag, and so's the one Georgie did. But let's just see. Fits in there like a glove, and if it's perfect, you could just, I never burnish, that's what it is. I should have burnished everything first, I'm just getting so excited. But you could now attach your magnet before attaching your DSP. And there's one of those boxes. Little DSP, a little magnet there now. And it's made all in one go. These are perfect for outdoor use. Itchy fingers. And then, oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So, you could actually do that all in one go. Perfect. Great little treat boxes. And even if you didn't want all that down there, you could make them maybe another half. Well, that's the same depth now as George's. Perfect. And our crease is at the back as well as this one. So there we go, 2 ways to make this box. If you don't mind the squashy sides, then do them with this one. And if you do want the extra security so you don't crush your cigarettes, then make it like this one. Round them corners off. Get your DSP out at the ready. And then you've got your little treat boxes. And you'd only use 50 magnets for 25 boxes. But there we go. That's made the cheap way. And that I'm just going to cut a bit too wild, but there, that's what it is. But if I took my time, that section's the bit you cut out, and you get a box all in one. Perfect. And then just adjust according to the size of your packet. Like I'm saying, some are king size, some are super king size. I like the king size. So there's our 2 boxes, and this one as well, which is done all in one piece. I do prefer the stronger sides, but there is made just out of one piece of cardstock. And you could get, well, you could only get one to each sheet, but then you can only get one if you do it that way as well. So, but there we go. We've done it both ways in record time as well, especially that second one. So I can just go now. Oh, put all my DSP away and think of the next project I'm going to do. So, thanks for watching. I wouldn't mind a thumbs up and a share, that'd be brilliant. So that's what you do if you were keeping it, that one. So 1, 3 1/4, 1, 3 1/4, 4 1/4, 6 1/2, and then turn it to 1, and then just go 1, 4 1/2, 5 1/2. And then obviously you'd have that set, that box. I love it. I'm quick thinking. Perfect. Siggy box. There we go. I'm going to love and leave you all now. Take care. Bye.